Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to go over how to clean and lubricate your high point pistol. This one here is the C9, but the process is going to be the same for any of the different high point pistol calibers out there. So without any more yapping from me, let's get into the process. Before getting into the cleaning, we'll go over what we're using today. We have some cut up pieces of t-shirt, very high quality stuff here that we're going to use to clean the gun. We also have some break-free CLP. It's cleaner, lubricant, and protected, and these are just in some repurposed bottles. This is from my wife, some rolled body spray, and then this one here you can buy online relatively inexpensively. We have a toothbrush, nothing too fancy, a little bore rod here. This one's from a Glock, but anything that's suitable for the caliber of your high point pistol will work. We have some tipped-in polymer gun picks. These are nice because they don't scratch up your gun's finish or anything like that, as some metal gun picks would do. And we went over the punch, I believe, 3/32, also a hammer, and we're going to be using some duct tape. That sounds funny, but we'll get into how to do it just coming up right now. First, we want to make sure the gun is clear, so we're going to drop our magazine, pull that out, and then we're going to lock the slide to the rear. So to do that, you're going to have to pull the slide far enough back that you can engage it here with the safety lever. So we're going to do that just like so. At this point, you guys can look in the chamber there. You can verify that there are no rounds in there. Of course, there's no magazine, so we are clear. Now at this point, to take down the high point pistol, it's a little bit different than most in that you actually have to drive a roll pin out, hence the duct tape that we have here. So the roll pin's only accessible with the slide in the locked position. So we're going to knock that out here. I'm probably going to slide it down here just so that way my hammer isn't hitting my camera, like so. And there you go. It is driven out. We'll come back into frame here. You guys can see the little roll pin. We're going to set that off to the side. Now at this point, what you want to do with your slide is kind of pick up and pull out. Like, let go here with the slide lock. And we're going to pull it up and then pull it forward like so. Now you guys can see we have our guide rod and spring here. Then we also have the inside of the slide. Now this can be broken down a little bit more if you want to. You could leave it like this and just kind of clean, but this piece here does slide out the back. This piece is what retains the slide onto the frame. It actually sits like that there in the pistol when you're firing it, and that's what keeps it all together. Then at this point we have our firing pin springs that come out. You can see there's two different springs, a larger one there that fits over the outside of the smaller one, and then we have our firing pin. And that's as far as you're ever really going to want to take your high point down. The first thing I like to do is run a patch with some break-free CLP on there through the barrel. So we're going to line that up there and just push it on through. CLP is designed to break down carbon deposits. So I'm just going to run that through, and we're just going to let it sit after that. You can see this one here certainly is plenty dirty. And then at this point, what I want to do here is just get some CLP on all the different parts. So spray a little bit back here, a little bit back here, and I'm just going to work it around there with the toothbrush, paying special attention to the area here around the barrel. Since this is a fixed barrel gun, it's kind of hard to get to, unlike it would be on like a Browning style action. But either way, we're just loosening up all those carbon deposits that are on there and all that other junk that you guys can see in there. And then we'll set this off to the side. For the slide, we're basically going to do the same thing. So we'll spray a little bit of CLP in there, and then again, just work it all around, loosening up all the carbon and other dirt and debris that may be in there. Next up, we'll put a little bit of CLP on a clean piece of t-shirt here and just kind of wipe down all the components that go in that firing pin channel there. Our recoil spring here as well. Get that. And now we'll move on with the cleaning. With a dry piece of t-shirt, we're just going to wipe everything up that we can get to that's sort of large areas. And we'll take these tipped in pick here, the polymer one that we alluded to earlier, to use that to kind of get underneath the barrel there and get down in that area below there. And again, we're just wiping everything up that we can. Any of the carbon there, as you guys can see, that's coming off the CLP loosened up for us. Make sure we get down there in the feed ramp. And you want to make sure you also get down in your magazine well. There doesn't need to be any oil in there. That's supposed to stay dry. So just make sure we get all of that out of there as well. And then we're going to run the patch through the barrel again. And in terms of cleanliness, how clean you want your barrel to be, it's really everybody you ask will give you a different answer. Some people want to keep running patches through until they come out completely the exact same way they went in. Me personally, I'd run a couple patches through and probably call it good, unless you're shooting lead bullets, you know, lead reloads or something like that, where the lead really could build up on the rifling. But for most folks that are shooting, you know, normal jacketed ammunition, a couple patches through there and you should be good. For the slide, we're going to do the exact same thing. Just kind of get in there and get all the big stuff that you can with a dry piece of cloth. And there certainly is some carbon in there. Now at this point, we're going to take the Tipton polymer pick there and just kind of work it in any of the smaller areas that we couldn't get to with our finger, particularly here, like on the breech face there of the pistol, up under the extractor. Just making sure that's cleaned and not all clogged up, so that way you can get a good hold, or rather the extractor can get a good hold on the round after it's fired. Same thing here, just kind of getting in all the grooves that we can. And if you can get down in that firing pin channel, I recommend doing so, as we're doing right now. You guys can see there certainly is some carbon in there, so just keep wiping it until you get all the gunk out. Now that we've got the pistol cleaned, we're going to insert our firing pin the same way we took it out. Put the springs in there, make sure you have the large one over the small one, just like it was when we came out. And then we're going to put this little pin back in there. It doesn't matter which way it goes. And that's it. Those parts don't require any lubrication there, so we're good in terms of that. Taking a look here on the slide, you'll see some wear areas. You're getting them back here, also on that little channel that goes underneath the firing pin. Also, you can see some wear happening there up where the barrel contacts the side. So we're just going to put a little bit of oil wherever we see some wear. There's some wear occurring in here as well. Drop here, drop there. Then take a little bit of CLP on your finger, or any gun oil that you're using of your choice there, and just kind of run it along there. So we're good on the slide in terms of lubrication. Then here on the grip barrel assembly with that fixed barrel, there's not really a whole lot you can do there. Just kind of lubricate it as best you can. You can see that we're starting to get some wear there towards the chamber area. Light layer of CLP there. Same here. You can see some wear occurring there on that bearing surface, and then just light coat all the way around, nothing too heavy, and we should be good to go. Now we'll reassemble it by inserting the recoil spring back underneath the barrel. And you want, when you're putting this together, you want your recoil spring to sort of catch on the little piece here that sticks down on your slide like so. And we're just going to run it back just like we took it off. Again, you want to make sure that that pin slides in the hole on your frame. There you go. Finally got it down. Now at this point, we're going to lock the slide to the rear, just like we did originally. We're going to put that pin back through. Again, with your slide locked to the rear, we're going to start the pin in the hole as best we can, like so. Some people like to put it through from the other side. However, on my particular pistol here, for whatever reason on that side of the pistol, the hole is less exposed. Who knows, right? It's a high point. So we're going to put it back through the same way that we punched it out. So I'm going to put that in there, and again, kind of off camera here just so I can get my hammer going. Hammer that pin home, take our punch, and drive it the rest of the way. We have the pin back in. You want to make sure you drive it at least flush with the frame. You can actually go a little bit past flush because it's still not going to protrude on the other side of the pistol. At this point, we're just going to do a quick functions check. So high points, for those who don't know, have a magazine disconnect safety, meaning the magazine has to be in the gun for it to work properly. and fire. So we put the mag in there, make sure it's unloaded, press the trigger to the rear, hold it, then sort of depress the magazine so that way we don't lock the slide to the rear. Put it back in there, make sure we get a reset, and it should press again. At that point, we're good. So we know the pistol is ready to go back to the range and should be working properly. If you guys have any questions about what we did today, any of the stuff we used, anything like that, you can always post down below in the comment section. You can also post those questions over at my Facebook page that you see here in the bottom of your screen. But hopefully, people who are new to firearms, maybe this is your first gun, hopefully you learned something here today and it helped you guys out. And if you like what you see here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see all of you in the next video.